My name is Chris Swansey, and I'm a freshman at Northeastern studying abroad for my first semester. On September 17, 2012, I left the United States for the first time and left for Thessaloniki, Greece. As I packed my bags to leave and said goodbye to my family, all I could think about were the challenges that lay ahead. I was nervous that my semester would be filled with experiences and obstacles I had never encountered before. Finding my way around a new city, struggling with a new language, and making a whole new group of friends were all things completely new to me, and to be honest, kind of scared me. Though I felt like I was facing a mountain of obstacles, I knew the best thing I could do was take it one step at a time. Each step took me further and further away from my comfort zone. But as I heard at my first orientation, your life begins where your comfort zone ends. Before I left, I thought that I wouldn't have a place to call home for the next 3 months. But the staff at the Metropolitan Hotel did their best to make our time there as comfortable as possible. The Greek people are often generalized as being overly friendly, and I was able to experience this firsthand, not only at the hotel, but while I was out in the city as well. Whether I was struggling to use the little Greek I knew to order something at a cafe, or trying to get my laundry cleaned, the Greek people were always helpful and welcoming. Getting this kind of support made my transition into Greece much easier, as I didn't have to worry about being labeled as an outsider. I felt accepted in their culture even though I was only here for such a short time. Daily life in Thessaloniki was heavily influenced by the Greek culture. The Greek people tend to have a strong sense of community among their friends and family. The Greek culture transcended into our American lifestyles, and it helped us create a smaller community amongst ourselves in the NUN program. One way that the culture presented itself to us was through our teachers at the American College of Thessaloniki. The teachers were always accepting, patient, and interested to gain our point of view. It made me feel as if I was valued as a student because I grew up in a different background and therefore had a different perspective on the world. This acceptance of my ideas and opinions made me appreciate the value of diversity and inspired me to accept the opinions of the Greek people as well. Working with different kinds of people has played a big role in my experience here. Through my prior volunteering experiences, I have been able to work with many different kinds of people, but never with people that suffer from mental disabilities. As part of our Global Experience class, we were tasked with 20 hours of service learning. Performing service learning in Greece added to the everyday challenges that I faced, and never having worked with mentally handicapped people before, I was always outside of my comfort zone. I was assigned to serve at a center for severely mentally handicapped individuals called CAPEP. At CAPEP, I specifically worked with one person, an 18-year-old boy named Raphael. Working with Raphael proved to be very difficult as he suffers from a severe case of cerebral palsy, which inhibits him from any movement. There were many days I left CAPEP feeling ashamed because there was nothing I could do to help Raphael. But what I've learned from working at CAPEP is that if I can do something good for someone in need, the results don't need to be immediate. Whether or not I can see any response from Raphael, it has been a blessing to make his day just a little better. Since I enjoy experiencing new people, situations, and places, being able to travel around Europe was very appealing to me. Before I came here, I had no idea how much Greece had to offer. I enjoyed the incredible beaches in Halkidiki, where I saw firsthand how beautiful this country can be. I was also able to see the wealth of history that lies in Athens and Delphi. I was able to walk around both the Oracle of Delphi and the Acropolis. Being able to experience places like these that have so much historical value was amazing because it gave me an appreciation of how old this country is and how much it has been through. I was also able to travel to Rome, Venice, and Milan in Italy during a long weekend. While in Rome, I was able to see even more ancient historical sites such as the Pantheon and the Colosseum. Traveling only with my friends was an experience that I will never forget. For the first time in our lives, we were able to book an entire trip by ourselves, giving us a feeling of independence we had never felt before. One of my favorite trips, however, was climbing up Mount Olympus. Other than showing me how out of shape I was, this trip showed me how far I can go beyond my limits. Each step presented a new challenge, and there were times I thought I couldn't make it. But when I reached the top and looked above the clouds, I realized that I wouldn't change one step I had taken to get there. My experience climbing Mount Olympus was a lot like my experience in Greece as a whole. Just like every step on Mount Olympus was a new challenge, so was every day in Greece. Some challenges were easier than others, and some I thoroughly enjoyed. But to be honest, there were times I thought I wouldn't make it. But as I come to the end of my experience in Greece and look back on all that I've accomplished, I realize that I wouldn't change one day. This semester abroad has given me a new perspective on the world, and more importantly, a new perspective on myself.